Hello, race fans, and welcome to another edition of Before the Green Flag on GMSRacing.net. I'm Justin Waffen, joined by Joey Coulter and Josh Weinrich. And this week we have dual action again with the ARCA Series and the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, with the trucks heading to Gateway and the ARCA Team heading to Michigan. And to start off with the Gateway race, Gateway is a very unique racetrack. So with all that in mind, I know we keep saying every weekend that it's unlike every track that we go to is kind of whole lot different than the one we visited.
This one's really different.
Yeah, this one's a whole lot different. So what is the challenge that, GMS is going to face over the weekend heading into such a unique place?
Well, it is it's a strange track. Both ends are shaped differently. Turn one has a decent amount of banking, but it's a real tight corner. A lot of braking. It's real long straightaway, so you're gaining a lot of speed. You got to get slowed down. You got to get turned, and then you got to be able to get back in the gas to get down the long back straightaway. When you get down to turn 3, it's a completely different story than 1 and 2. It's a lot flatter. It's a little bit wider corner and just a longer corner, so it's more of a sweeping type of corner that you would find at. I don't know. It's hard to pick a corner where either end is similar. There's not a lot of tracks out there with corner shapes like that, but having to put both of them together, and with the gear rules that we're running this year, or the gear rules that we've been running for a while, you got to get back to the gas, because that straightaway, both straightaways are they're long, real long.
Yeah, flying in, if you fly over the racetrack, it's going to look like Darlington. If you go down and turn 1.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It kind of looks like that kind of Darlington setup.
Yeah, you go down and watch over in turn 1, it kind of looks like Phoenix, and if you go over to 3 and 4, it kind of looks like Loudon, but it doesn't race like any of them. So straightaways are real long. Restarts are always pretty exciting because they're such a long straightaway. Seems like a lot of guys kind of diamond turn 3 and 4 because it seems like the radius on entry and exit is tighter than what it is in the center. And turn 1 and 2 back in the day, back when the Xfinity cars used to race there, and trucks back in the day, there'd be a lot of shifting too down there. So it'll be interesting to see how hot it's supposed to be. It doesn't look like it's going to be super hot, but hot enough. So we'll see if anyone experiments with the shifting down there. But man, 2 completely different ends, and it's it's kind of like Pocono this last weekend for Grant and the ARCA guys. It was it's just a trade-off balance-wise, one end versus the other. So it's always Gateway's always interesting, and it races like a short track, which is the coolest part about it.
Yeah, and Joey, you've been there, so mentally as a driver, what goes? I mean, we're talking how it's so unique. When you get into the seat for the first time, what are you looking for your first run out?
The first thing I was just thinking about this while you were talking. The other thing that place has that's odd is it's got curbs, that you can run all over. It's kind of, I guess it doesn't sound like something people would pay attention to, but everybody says Martinsville's got a curb. It's a pretty big curb. These at Gateway, you can drive across.
They're rumble
them. You
strips.
Can run. It's rumble strips, like something you'd find on a road course. And that adds a whole nother element. It's an extra 8 inches of racetrack that you can use.
That you will use.
Yeah, and you will use it because it does race like a short track. It's crowded. The straightaways are long. They're kind of narrow. But it's just one of those places you just got to warm up to it, get used to it, and then take care of your stuff in the race.
Yeah, and there's seams.
Oh yeah.
On both ends, you got seams. You got different asphalt patches in different parts of the racetrack, so it's cool. They've never repaved it. I think they, off the top of my head, I'm not sure if this is right, but I think they sealed it years ago. So, but yeah, it's all old surface, so that just promotes great racing like Texas did last week.
And we were able to catch up with Brandon and Spencer this week and get their views of how they're going to approach this weekend's race at Gateway.
Oh, what I learned from watching past Gateway races, the place really looks like it races a lot like Loudon. It's fast, it's flat. There's some interesting situations on pit road. It can be tough to get in and out of there, and you just kind of race it like a regular old short track. Got to watch yourself around everybody else and keep the fenders out and finish it.
I think we'll be pretty fast, honestly. We got a lot of people that have raced there. In the past, I know a lot of people that have won there and things like that. So I'll talk to them a little bit and keep watching some videos. And I think we're going to be pretty good off the truck. We've been great everywhere so far. So I think no reason why we shouldn't be here.
So both drivers giving their input of what it's going to take to get into victory lane this weekend at Gateway. And now shifting gears to the ARCA side, Grant Enfinger kind of getting back on a hot streak with a 4th place finish at Thunderbolt Raceway and a 2nd place finish at Pocono. And now heading into Michigan, what do you guys see as the big takeaway for this weekend with Grant and the Enfinger and the 23 team?
Well, Grant and momentum is bad news for everybody else.
Yeah.
We've seen that. And, a 4th place run at a road course and then going straight into a 2nd place run at Pocono, that's momentum, which is fantastic for that team and for us. But I think the next few weeks are going to be rough on the competition for sure because, Pocono, especially Pocono, it's long straightaways. The cars they've pulled a little bit of power out of them, with the Ilmor motors, so the on throttle times through the roof. It's more and more about aerodynamics, and that car was solid at Pocono. So I think that same kind of build, same body build going to Michigan is going to be huge. The place still has a good amount of grip. You can run all over it. That has always been and probably will be my favorite part about Michigan is the fact that you can run all the way down on the bottom against the white line, and then you can go all the way to the top and run up against the wall and still make a lot of time. It's great for passing. So, again, I think it's going to be great for Grant, this getting this momentum back and getting back on a roll.
Yeah, I love that we're going to Gateway, but I hate to miss Michigan. One of the things that's really similar between Pocono and Michigan is the fact that they're pretty new racetracks as far as the surface goes. They're both repaved 3 years ago, the same year, and even with as cold as it gets in the winter and as hot as it gets at the racetrack there in the summertime, it still has just a ton of grip. Smooth as glass, so teams can get really, really aggressive with their front end packages, and they're just sealed off and they just make so much downforce. It's crazy there. So, with having this Ilmor package this year, this is the first time to Michigan with this new engine package. I think we'll see with how much on throttle time there is, but I think you might see like we do in the truck series, where the first few laps of a fuel run, you might see it more like a plate race, with tons of drafting down each straightaway. So that'll be something that's really interesting to watch for. But that place is just so fast, it's crazy. And you can go 3-4 wide. It's one of the most exciting places to watch a race, I think. So.
And we were able to catch up with Grant, not in person this week, because him and the 23 team went straight from Pocono to head to Michigan. So we were able to get him on the phone and kind of get his thoughts of heading into the Michigan race.
Well, fortunately for GMS Racing and really most of the ARCA series this year, we because of the Ilmor engine, we're running the same engine. So that's the biggest thing. In years past, that'd be the first thing you changed from race to race is the engine. So we're running the same engine, so that makes life a little easier. We're able to check everything out when we left the race at Pocono and make sure there wasn't any major issues with any of the driveline. So just our normal maintenance, which usually can take it roughly takes 4 of us working on the car about a day and a half to do the maintenance aspect of it, and then just the setup differences between Pocono and Michigan. Overall, it's, like we said, we're running the same car, but some of the setup attributes are a little bit different. So we're tweaking them. Not anything huge, but a lot of little changes going to Michigan.
So a lot of racing action on tap this weekend for both GMS teams. And to kind of go back to Gateway for a second, fun fact of the day, Josh, you have actually spotted at Gateway.
I have.
And Joey, that you are going to be actually spotting for Brendan this weekend. So kind of take us through, for a spotter, Josh, what are all the things that you're going to look for this weekend at the race?
Well, let me tell you all about it. In my limited spotting experience there, actually, I think it was an ASA late model race, 5-6 years ago, something like that. But kind of the same thing that guys talk about at Pocono and places big long straightaways. It's really difficult to see into turn 1 and on the exit to turn 4 just because you're looking right at them. Those are really the two hardest spots. But Gateway's got some really good sight lines, and turn 3 is kind of far away, and the lines there kind of move around, and guys do some diamond in the corner and things like that. So it's a fun place to watch race, and it's fun to spot too.
Yeah, I'm excited to. I'm gonna be on the radio with Brandon all weekend. Which
Maybe
will
if
be
Joey needs
neat.
help, I'll come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just keep your radio on.
Yeah.
But that'll be fun. I've actually never spotted in a NASCAR race before, so that'll be kind of neat. But done a lot of late model spotting, a couple K&N and ARCA races up on the tower, so it should be fun. It sounds like I'm gonna do Iowa for him too, so it should be a real good time. Gateway looks like one of those places that there's just always something for the spotter to do. A lot of action,
Definitely.
a lot of options for to give to your driver. So should be cool.
And also, guys, always remember to stay up to date with all the racing action that's going weekend with all of our teams of ARCA and the truck side. Be sure to check us out at our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at GMS Racing LLC, and also be sure to check out gmsracing.net. We'll give you all the information for pre, post, and everything in between. And as always, I'm Justin Waffen, joined by Joey Coulter and Josh Weinrich, and we thank you for watching another edition of Before the Green Flag, and we'll see you next week.